Do you remember how you have been welcomed at the working place you are presently at? Was it a nice and warm welcome? Or did you have the impression, okay, nobody really cared that you started in this company? According to your experience, it's possible that your attitude towards the work that you're doing at present is influenced by this. In my opinion, it's always a good idea to welcome new employees and to introduce them to the teams. I know so many examples, no, so many different examples. Yesterday, I'd been talking to a woman, and she told me that when she came back after the time that she had taken to raise her daughter, it was about half a year, and she arrived in the company, and they told her they didn't know which work she should do. So she went back home again and waited, and it was a longer process until they found something that she could do. And there are other examples. There was another company I've been talking to, and they really welcome their employees with a workplace, even though it might be a flexible one, but everything's already there, including computer, including smartphone. The only thing that still has to be done is to set the passwords for these things. And there are also companies who have somebody who kind of he or she is kind of a buddy. So it's a person that you can always ask if there is something that you don't know to be integrated in the team. I've also heard about a company that has a bunch of flowers to welcome employees. I have to admit, it's good not to exaggerate in one or in the other direction. So, in my opinion, no red carpet is needed. And my opinion is really important to have a welcome that comes from the heart, so that the new employee really has the feeling that he or she is really welcomed, that her or his expertise is needed in the team, and that they as a team can really reach the goals of the company. I can remember times when it wasn't about teamwork. It was more about being effective. It was about cost cutting. It was about reducing costs, let's say, to a minimum. In my opinion, this really doesn't help to increase turnovers. When companies really want to increase turnovers, it's good to have a good performance on the market. If customers are really satisfied, then they love to buy from this company and they come back and they tell their friends. And it's not only the customers who tell their friends and family about this company, it's also the employees. In my opinion, the best advertisement somebody can do, if I can call it an advertisement, is to have employees that really love to work at the company, because that's what they also tell family and friends. And in my opinion, that's really good to how to attract new employees in the company. Sometimes it is that companies spend a lot of money for an image film, for a brochure where they have everything, that the company is the nicest, the greatest, I don't know. And then when employees arrive, they can already feel the atmosphere in the company, which isn't a company of harmony and well-being, but which is more an atmosphere of distrust and so on. This reminds me of some hotels. I don't know if you've already experienced this in the internet or wherever. You have seen some great pictures of of the hotel and of the rooms and sea view and something like this. And then you arrive and you have such a sea view, and you haven't been given one of the freshly decorated rooms, but one of the not yet newly refurbished. So, how do you feel? In my opinion, it's the same with employees. When we come into a company and I have the impression that I'm working in a workspace that needs really some, let's say, makeup, then this will not be the ideal surrounding to increase my creativity. And with creative employees, in my opinion, every company can reach the goals as to turnover, as to revenue. And that's what's really important. And in my opinion, it's good to have the employees really as the driving force in the company for creativity, for commitment, for customer satisfaction, and so on. I have been talking about this topic in one of my speeches, and the name of the speech was The Peace Factor: How to Successfully Attract New Customers into Your Company. If you would like to hear more about this, or if you just need an advice, you can always contact me and we can talk about this in a conversation. And I can just give you some hints and some tips what you can do to really welcome your employees and to really, let's say, to motivate them at the first minute when they arrive. And it's not only about motivation, it's more like a feeling. Motivation, in my opinion, sometimes sounds a little bit that I have to motivate you. And in my opinion, that's not the best. It's much better to have such an attitude. So when people arrive at your company, that they automatically feel attracted to your company. It's like with the hotel, it's also with if you're looking for new friends, to feel attracted or to not feel attracted. I really would love to hear your opinion regarding this topic. What is your experience, and what do you think is necessary for you to really attract new employees and to really give them a very warm welcome? And with a warm welcome, I do not mean that everything always has to be very nice. In my opinion, it's also very important to know that there are discussions, that there have to be discussions. The question is, how are you discussing? Is it in an appreciative way or in a less constructive one? I also would love to hear your opinion about this. So maybe you would like to write me a comment under this post or send me a message or just call me. I wish you a great day wherever you are and see you next week.